All right, so we are at the gym. We're gonna give you guys a full in-depth review of this Gorilla Mode base. Obviously, sold my Sovereign pre-workout. Had to buy this. Let's give it a full in-depth review. So we're about to hit an upper body day. We drank last night at the Christmas party. So I'm not feeling too great today. It's probably not ideal, but we're here. So we're gonna review this pre-workout. I'm a little worried that I might, usually when I drink, if I ever drink, and because I always hit the gym the next day, I never miss, unless I truly feel like crap. But like right now, slight headache, but drank a lot of water, feel somewhat okay. Like feel like I could get a nasty pump in. So we're gonna take, let me get this Gorilla Mode base. Let me set this guy, let me set this up for you. Full review. Okay, so this is what we bought. We got this little tiny tub, Gorilla Mode base. Some reason this is a smaller tub of what they're selling. There was old Gorilla tub SKUs in there, and they were larger tubs, 30 servings. So I think this is the newer version. They just made them smaller, 20 servings, and cheapened it, made it around $20. But this was actually a better deal than the SKU before it, because it was just a little taller bottle, 30 servings, exact same product, but it was 30 servings for $35, and this one was 20 servings for $21. That's a better deal. So I don't know why anyone would purchase the bigger one, or maybe it was the opposite. Maybe the bigger one's the new one, and I have no idea. But this, all I know is the $20 for 20 servings is pretty much a snag. And then we're working with 1 or 2 scoops. See, I kind of hate that. If you put 1 or 2 scoops on the label, then you need to have 20/10 or 10/20 servings on the front of the label. I think that's bad marketing. I think you're misleading people. But that's something very small. And I'm not actually, like, it's whatever. It doesn't really matter. I personally just think it's, come on. Wait, what did I do? Maybe I did the same thing on my Sovereign pre-workout. I don't even know if I say servings on here. Yeah, servings. I put 40/20 on here. Servings, 40/20. And I'd recommend anyone else to do the same. If you're gonna put on the back of your label 2 different scoops, a scoop here, a scoop there, then on the front of your label where you say your servings, it should say half. It should be 10/20 or 20/10. But not a big deal. But so we're working with, we'll do the 1 scoop because that's what we bought this for. 5,000 grams of L-citrulline. That's pretty good, pretty standard. And then they combined it with 1,500 milligrams of malic acid. So that's a pretty solid dose of L-citrulline. L-tyrosine, 1,500 milligrams, standard. 1,500 to 2,000, pretty standard. Betaine, it's got betaine in here. 1,250 milligrams. This is a very simple pre-workout. So you got a pump ingredient, you got a few nootropics, L-tyrosine, alpha GPC, huperzine A. So it's actually pretty nootropic heavy of a pre-workout. And not much pump ingredients. The only thing that would kind of help fuel a pump would be that L-citrulline, betaine, and malic acid would help some. But pretty much, it's a very simple formula. So a lot of this is going to come down to taste and energy, which we're working with 200 milligrams of caffeine and hydrous. So if you guys don't know, caffeine and hydrous is a form of caffeine synthetically made in a lab, and it's like your most standard caffeine in all of pre-workouts. It's cheap, it hits hard, and I can't get this label off. Like, what is this? This is ridiculous. I shouldn't have to do that. I'm like ripping this pre-workout apart. And I got an entire mess around me, all this paper. Should have just punched a hole in it from the start. All right. And then we got this giant freaking bag just sitting up top. Can't even grab the scoop. Guess that's good, keeps it dry, except I'm gonna have powder all over my car. Now we gotta dig around for a scoop. All right, we got it. Ugh. All right. Oh, another thing. I just ordered a Yonder bottle, the Yeti Yonder bottle. So we're gonna pit them up against the Helix. Owner of Helix was telling me the things they changed. So I think a nice in-depth review on everything they changed would be a great video. So we're gonna just do one scoop. You know the rules. Boom. I'm very curious on how this is gonna taste. A lot of Gorilla Mode, their energy drinks are pretty fire. I kind of hate their regular pre-workout. It tastes like crap. And I would probably never buy their, like, I forgot what their regular pre-workout, even like Gorilla Mode Night, I hate the taste of all that stuff. But their energy drinks are really good. So I figured their very simple pre-workout formula, because it doesn't have a lot of ingredients, this should taste pretty good as well. Very easy to flavor, a very simple profile. Plus, this is artificially sweetened and flavored. What is it sweetened with? Actually, natural flavoring, which is good, but definitely not. What sweetener's in here? Sucralose. Yeah, so naturally flavored, but not naturally sweetened, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, I mean, it tastes like it tastes like a gummy. So that's the flavor, is white gummy bear. It's pretty accurate. It tastes like a white gummy bear. Which sucks, because I don't like white gummy bears. I don't like gummy bears in general. I like sour gummy worms. I think it's like the only gummy thing I like. But I guess it's not, it's fine. It tastes fine. If you really like gummy bears, I'm sure you'd like this flavor. Just kind of a weird flavor that hopefully they have a bunch of flavors, because this is the only flavor they had at GNC. And if this is like one of 3 flavors they have, then that would be a little disappointing, because that's like a very specific flavor. Come on, give me a fruit. I just want a fruit punch. Just give me a standard fruit punch. Or, you know, I'm pretty picky with my flavors. So I like just straight fruit. Give me like something that tastes like a fruit juice. Don't give me all this artificial candy stuff. Give me strawberry lemonade. Give me cranberry juice. Give me a passion, like give me a fruit cocktail. That's what I want. I want a nice little cocktail. I want a nice cocktail drink. When you go to the bar, you're not ordering sour gummy worm galore. You know what I mean? Like, you're ordering literally anything that's fruit based, got some fruit, something else muddled in it maybe. I don't know. But all the childish flavors that are in pre-workout, I don't like. I personally just don't like. And I took the complete opposite approach with my pre-workout Sovereign, and I called it Ruby Red. That was the flavor. which you have no idea, nobody has any idea what that is, but it was strawberry lemonade. So that's what Ruby Red was. Everyone just found out the secret. But moving forward, if I were to flavor a pre-workout, I would keep it simple, short, sweet, and not try and base it off of anything that's a candy or for a child, or I don't know. I would have to think about it, but it tastes fine. It tastes like a white gummy bear. Flavor, based off accuracy, I'd give it a 9 out of 10, which is very accurate. Sweetness, there's no bitterness to it. So the overall flavor, I'd give an 8.5, because I don't like white gummy bears. I don't like it that much. So 8.5 based off of like ability to drink. Like I could drink this. I could get through a whole tub of this, and for the most part, I'll be fine. But you know, we've all bought a tub of pre-workout, and you're like, shit, I gotta finish this thing now. Great. That's the worst. That's the worst. When you're like, oh my gosh, I just wasted my money. Now I gotta drink this thing. But we didn't do that on this. So we can get through a tub of this very solidly. And then we got some Noxygen. I'm actually a little worried to take this. Probably not gonna take this today. We're just gonna do the Gorilla mode, or the Gorilla base, because we were telling you guys, glycerol messes up our stomachs a little bit. We start feeling a little sick, and we drank last night, and I usually, when I drink the night before, I'll already feel a little sick the next day. So we're not even gonna risk these, but I would like to open them up and see what's in here, see what they're looking like. There's like this weird plastic thing up top. I guess that's just to protect it. But these look sick. Liquid glycerol pills. If I were to release any pump pills, it'd be something like that. But we're not gonna take those. We're gonna finish this pre-workout. See if there's anything else interesting on this label. Yeah, very basic pre-workout. It's hard kind of to dig into it anymore because it's very simple. I think bang for your buck, it's a 10 out of 10. It's the best thing I found in GNC. If this was in any retail store, I don't know, most pre-workouts in the market really are ass. Like if you go to GNC, bang for your buck, most pre-workouts are not worth it. Even Ghost Energy pre-workout, like to me personally, not worth it. And then you have, so I don't know, I'm taking like kind of a new, like I'm kind of cheap with my pre-workout. Like I want something around $1 a serving, which is so different than what I like from a branding perspective. Like my own personal purchase patterns. Maybe it's because I'm broke. I do not, guys, we're not rich, so maybe we're just cheap. I'm trying to think, if I was rich, would I be spending $4 per pre-workout per serving? I don't know. Now I generally try to put myself in a rich man's shoes, and would I still purchase this pre-workout, or would I go for a more elevated one? And I think I still like I still think I would want a simple formula, even if I was a billionaire. If I was the richest man on earth, pretty certain I would still want a very simple pre-workout formula for my daily go-to. We've been taking either Sovereign, so my pre-workout, or we've been taking this U4 IQ, which we like because it has paraxanthine. I really do love paraxanthine. It's a great ingredient. If you didn't know, metabolite of caffeine, doesn't have as long as a half-life as regular caffeine. So there's 3 metabolites of caffeine. Paraxanthine is only one of those metabolites. They extracted it out of caffeine, put it in here specifically. So they took out the other 2 metabolites of caffeine. Long story short, it's in and out of your system quicker than regular caffeine. So you can take it later in the day and not worry about affecting your sleep cycle as much. My brother's calling me. We're gonna drink this pre-workout. We'll be back. Walking around the gym, you feel like the man. A nice slow walk. Nice big pump. Hi. We're going in.
Reminder that if you want to be exceptional, you're going to be different from everyone else. That's what makes you exceptional. You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both have discomfort. When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. When you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different. Pick one. When your friends start to say, "You've changed," remember, it's because they don't know how to say, "You've grown."
I'm saying this because I used to think that there was something wrong with me, when in reality, I just didn't understand what the nature of being exceptional meant. And so I'm saying this purely from a definitional perspective. To be exceptional means that you are the exception. It means that you are not normal. And so it's normal for normal people to find you abnormal if you do things that are not normal. Don't let people who have mediocre goals deter you from taking actions that make you great, because it makes you different.
Controversial take. You really can solve a lot of male problems by getting in shape and making money. You still have problems, they're just smaller and you have more resources to handle them. We don't rise to the standards we have when others are watching. We fall to the standards we have when no one is watching. The only work that really matters is the work that no one sees. It shows you who you really are rather than who you say you are. The world is there for the taking, for anyone who can learn from their mistakes, do what they say they were going to do, and stick with it. What used to make a man acceptable now makes you extraordinary. The bar for winning has never been so low.
If you think back to college, when you were a freshman, you think, wow, this is so hard or whatever. And then by the time you're a senior, you're like, man, these kids are so soft. And so we remember things as harder than they were. But I also think that there is a thread of reality, which is that the younger generation is softer. And I think we are softer than the generation above us. When I think about the guys who were storming Normandy, and I think about the people who would be attempting to do that now, as a class, I think that we are softer. And so the thing is that if you can barely decide to take any action at all and peel your eyes away from your phone for just a moment, it's so much easier to beat everyone else because most people are overweight, they're distracted, they're poor, they have so few skills because it has never been easier to start a business, to make money, to get in shape. It's just also never been easier to do nothing. And so in a world where it's never been easier to do nothing, doing something becomes extraordinary. And I'm telling you from the bottom of my soul, it is so easy to beat people today. They are so soft. They have no work ethic. No one can stick with anything. Everyone's distracted. They're on social media. They're counting notifications because they can't stick with. They can't say no.
If you talk about work-life balance as a 22-year-old man, you're hanging around with the wrong people. That gnawing feeling when you realize you've outgrown your social circle isn't loneliness. It's your ambition finally speaking louder than your need to belong.
If you're 22 years old, the world does not hate you. You're just not good at anything yet. If you seek to be good at something, then you have a tremendous deficit in experience and repetitions that people who are ahead of you or who have achieved what you want to achieve have over you. And so the only thing that you have, now you do have an advantage, you have a couple. Number one is that you will have more energy than they do, period. And so your ability to work long hours, sleep less, and maintain high levels of focus while maintaining peak fluid intelligence is at its peak. Use it. The second thing is that you have nothing to lose. And so the thing is people always fear being the new entrant. But when you have nothing to lose, or you have nothing going for you, it also means you have nothing to lose. And that means that every position on the board always has an advantage, because anybody who has achieved this big thing that you have was also once a 22-year-old who had nothing going for them.
And you're at zero.
Right.
You can't get worse than this.
You have unlimited shots on goal. And so not taking the shot is like saying, life, I don't want to scratch off this lottery ticket, but the lottery ticket's free. And so whatever reasons that we usually give ourselves in the beginning for why we can't achieve something, you can almost always find not only just someone, but someone who's achieved world-class levels of success with worse conditions than you currently have, which then means it's absolutely possible. And then the only thing that it takes to get there is work.
You don't have to feel good about it. You just have to keep going. The feeling will pass, but you will remain. You are greater than your feelings. Going to bed late and waking up early to work for a few days won't kill you. You're not going to burn out. You're doing what it takes. If you're one of those people that push work-life balance, just remember, the people who like working a lot don't care. I've never regretted trying harder at anything ever. Hard times last long, but an epic story feels like a lifetime. It just takes work. Loads and loads of work. Every time I try and dress it up or cut a corner, I get brutally reminded the work just needs doing. The work doesn't care who you are. It just cares that it gets done.
I think a hopeful message that anyone can think about who's in that hard period or in that start period is that it won't get harder. This is the hardest part. And so if you can just make it through this, everything else is downhill. It's not that the things that the dragons you're going to slay aren't going to get bigger. They are. But you become so much more equipped to slay them back. And you have so many more allies. You have people in the stands cheering for you. You have the audience. You have all of these other things that are behind you. But at the beginning, it's just you with a stick against a bear. And arguably, that fight is a harder fight to win than beating a dragon when you have a nuclear bomb and 6 nations behind you. And so it's not even like the size of the hardship, it's just also the resources and how few of them you have, and how so much of the beginning is literally burning the one thing you have, which is time.
Boom. Look at that pump. Look at that thing. Yeah, pump was good. Pre-workout was good, focus. No complaints. It did its job. You guys, we need to stop overcomplicating pre-workout. It either does its job or it doesn't. I had a great lift today. I felt energized. I felt focused. Wasn't distracted. Got a good pump. Everything was great. So, pre-workout, very good. Boom. $3 Costco lunch.